So we're here with Bruno Cabral, and you had the film Pieces of Me.
Yeah.
How did you go about with this film? How did it become what it is today? Like, how did it start out?
Oh, it's about Alzheimer's. So it's about the friendship of a 8 years old boy and an old lady starting to lose her memory. And the subject of losing memory touched me a lot. So it starts from that. And also my grandpa, he had Alzheimer's, but I was very, very young. I don't remember.
Oh.
But I heard the stories from my dad, who was my dad's dad, and also my family. And now my aunt has Alzheimer's.
Oh, wow. Oh,
so his daughter, my father's sister. So I'm very scared that something can happen to my father or even to me. And it's something that touched me a lot. So it starts from there. And I also love stories with young characters. That's why I decided to put my main characters as such a young boy. So
what about
show him taking care of a old person.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you go about with the casting, with casting the young kid and then
the casting? The casting's funny because we had a lot of kids submitting their material, and then I had to make like a pre-selection, and we had auditions. When I see my actor, he was a red hair, so cute and so emotional and so like amazing personality, so confident of his work, and I knew it was gonna be him. But then I selected 5, and we did a chemistry read. So I have all the 5 boys with my actors, and then when they were together, I was like, okay, it's him, definitely it's him. And everybody falls in love with him when they watch the film because he's amazing.
Yeah, does a great job. It's fun. So, how long did it take you to film it?
It took 4 days.
4 days, okay.
Yeah, we decided to film for 2 days, take a break because we were dealing with an 8-year-old boy, and we also had my actress. She's 70, so we decided to take a day off and then 2 more days.
Okay. Yeah, and have you been able to play it in festivals before all this happened? That everything came kind of to a stop. Were you able to see it now?
No.
Oh, yeah. We were hoping. We were hoping.
I want to see on a big screen, so I'm hoping next year be able to watch on the big screen.
Yeah. Did you put into film festivals that they kind of pushed off, and they're trying to
film festivals? Like I think I have like 5 that are still waiting for their reply if they're gonna select my film, and it's gonna be on 2021.
Yeah, unfortunately, we waited till September, and now we have to do it online. So we got a lot of films playing this Saturday that will be streaming, and then we're gonna have an award show after all the streams. So we have 3 streams going on, and the night before we have student films playing.
Okay.
So it's a lot.
I can see that a lot of festivals, they are like really taking care of the online festivals, like in their best.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But we like to do it live on the Jersey Shore. It's a lot of fun, but unfortunately, not this time around. But it is what it is. But we'll have a lot of fun streaming it, and we'll have a fun show afterwards. So we do a lot of podcasting, so we're used to online.
Yeah,
so it'll be good.
I share with all my casting crew, and they are all excited to watch. Even if it's online, they are excited.
Yeah, and it's free too. So just you'll click on the link on the website, and that's the good thing is we could have thousands of people watching it.
Yes, exactly. That's true.
Yeah, so it's a little different there. Have you written anything or done anything during this time that we're having here that we weren't really able to do much, or were you able to film something?
No, not film. I was helping a friend with a project, but he had to stop.
Oh.
And then I also had another short film that was hired to be an AD. That's something that I like to do, and we postponed also. So I took the time to put some ideas together, and like I'm gonna start probably a script this week because I had some ideas about also another young characters as my main character.
Oh,
And
no.
last night I was thinking and write things. I was like, I think now it's a good time to sit down and focus and try to write something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Film, maybe a feature film, not a short film.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Are you out west?
I'm in LA.
LA? Okay.
Yeah, I'm in LA.
How is it out there? Is it getting any better or still kind of tough?
It's kind of tough, but I think I went to the run in the beach, so I see a lot of people wearing masks. Like they're like following the rules, but still some people don't.
Yeah.
But I think it's control here. Mm-hmm.
Because I know some productions are starting to get going. We're out here in the East, and they're starting with the all restrictions, but they're starting to film. And I heard today, just talking to people, that they're opening up Georgia tomorrow. Like all the shows start filming.
Yeah, production. The big production starting here. I have a friend. She works. She's union, and she works with the big productions. And she said that things are going slower, but they are working. They're taking all the precautions necessary.
Oh, wow. So
it's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. At least it's starting.
But it's starting, exactly.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to promote, or do you have any websites or anywhere people can see any stuff or anything?
You can check everything about the film at our Instagram. It's Piece of Me Film, and most of my social media, it's what I have. I have my website. It's my name and my last name .film, and Piece of Me Instagram, Piece of Me Film.
Great.
I'm always posting something. I post because our crew, we are most women, so I'm always posting about everyone and the bio and behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And all the other festivals that we were selected and the dates.
Oh, great.
Taylor.
Yeah. We have a lot of which is great. It's been growing, but we have a lot of like women directed films this year, and we have a lot of slots with like women empowerment and things. So there's a few slots of like films about women and as well as the female directors. There's a lot of it.
So it's nice. How many films
are overall with counting the student films? 182 films will be playing.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot. So we were able to fit them in because we have like 3 theaters going, and I guess now online it will be able to do it, but we have 3 different streams, so it'll be interesting. But we're working on it.
So many films.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of things, and then we're starting off Friday night with the student films, just kind of like a test run. It's only 2 different streams going on, high school, college, and then we'll have a little awards for them, and then just to see if it runs smooth and well for the next day. So we'll see.
Yeah, I intend to spend the entire day watching.
And so we have
watch. So I'm gonna be here with my computer.
Oh yeah,
watching like my popcorn, watching all the short films.
Great, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, we'll have the link. We'll have the links on our website, on our Facebook page, on our Twitter, everything. So you just click on it'll be stream 1, stream 2, stream 3, and just click on the link, and it should be able to come up. So we're working out the details as we speak, actually. So. It should work out well. It's actually going to be through StreamYard showing the films. They do a really good job. It's a good, safe stream here. So we podcast here all the time on StreamYard, and it's such good quality too. So, we're going to be doing that, and then so we'll see how it goes. It should be fun, and well, thanks for talking to us for a few minutes here.
Thank you for inviting me.
So we're here with Tony Vital. Is that how you say it?
Hi.
And your film was Flowers?
Yes, my film was Flowers.
How did you come up with this film? How did it come around?
I was friends with a girl in my neighborhood, and I went to her house, and she was a very obsessive compulsive with her things. She was very particular a germaphobe, and like she just had this mannerism that I thought was quite interesting, kind of like Monk, a little bit like Monk.
Yeah.
And I just was sitting on her couch one day and thought to myself how great it would be to, base a character off of her and this type of living, but maybe she has agoraphobia, which is, a fear of going outside. But then I thought I would have a little bit of a twist to it, because that's really kind of what you got to do with short films.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so I had this plan to shoot in her apartment, and, we would joke about it. And what's interesting is that I soon not became friends with her anymore.
Oh.
So I was like, well, I kind of wrote this film so fast, like I literally just threw it together, and it was just one of those things. And I said, let's just use my apartment, because it's it's an apartment. And I found this Australian cinematographer who actually self-taught himself off of YouTube. Oh. So he did everything, the sound, the lighting, and he's very, very talented. And I thought, usually with short films, you want to put more and you want to have a sound person. But we pulled it together, and it was fun to not use her house and to use my space. And I really enjoyed playing the character, and really I hired a makeup artist to create the look that I had in my mind. And
has it have you been able to, because I know that all this kind of put everything on pause, were you able to see it at a film festival, like in a theater, before all this happened at all?
I did, actually. It was last October, and I did get to see it on the big screen. So it was really exciting. It's always exciting to see your work and your writing, and to see people's reaction to everything.
Yeah.
I also did. I had my birthday last year, and I wanted to do something special for it. So I did a screening of my 2 films that I had, and I invited. The first film that I did was Hold On Loosely, but I had a fundraiser for it. So all the people who donated, I just invited all of them. So I just did like a red carpet birthday, which I don't normally do stuff for my birthday, but I was able to see it then as well on the big screen. So
great. And then. Was it going to play in some fest, and then they pushed it, or they decided online at all, or
no,
nothing yet? Or?
The first time it's going to be screened online, so it's exciting for that way too, because then I can invite people to see it, and those that couldn't make the screening, and those that I couldn't invite to my personal screening. So
so that's the good thing about it, is a lot of people get to see your work, which is a lot more than going to the theater and paying a ticket or whatever.
It's like and it also gives me a little bit of a boost too, because during this pandemic and everything, it's kind of hard to like decide on like if we're going to be able to really do what we want to do, and do we want to do more work. So I've been kind of dabbling in other things now, but of course watching my films, like I'm like, I have to do another film.
And then now have you been writing anything during all this time?
It's funny. I love like being intuitive with the universe, and I'm all about my angels and things like that. And some people don't believe in all that stuff, but I feel like when you really are ready to receive these messages. So I haven't been. I did write a film that I was playing around with, and it was like almost done, but then I just was feeling like it wasn't what I wanted. So, and then of course I wanted to shoot it in the spring or summer, but that never happened. But what I've been happening around my house is a pen keeps getting stuck to my foot. and I'm like, I don't know why this keeps happening. And like all these pens just keep falling and falling. And then I said to myself, I'm going to kind of take this maybe as that I need to get back to writing, because I've been talking about it since the pandemic started, and I never got around to it. So I was like, I'm going to write. So I'm really going to start writing, I think, now from that. And then just from, realizing that I really want to dive into my work right now.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Awesome. And when you were filming and you had your other actor in the film, how did you go about to get the actor?
Well, I originally worked with this guy, this younger guy who wore these glasses and had this distinct serial killer type look. And I just fell in love with the look, but he wasn't an actor. And I wanted him to I was going to coach him in acting to work on this film. But I think what happens is when you don't have people that are in the business, they don't really take it seriously. And I think that's what was happening. Was I think he thought I was hitting on him, or like he, he just wasn't like taking it really as seriously. And I thought, God, the work I'm going to have to put into this person to like, not only get him scheduled to work on stuff, but then the acting's not going to be there. And I was like last minute, like, hey, let's find somebody else. And so this one director that I used to work with recommended Chris, but I've known Chris for years. I've seen his work. He's always very talented, and he does a lot of work on television, and he was, eager to do it, and we just put it together. So
great. Do you have anything else coming up? Did you finish anything?
I finished the comedy series that I did. We shot that a couple times last year in the summer, and I've been sitting on the footage for a while now, just because I wasn't really sure like what's happening, and then of course with budget and money and everything. Yeah. So, but it's always this thing that eats at me for a long time, where it's like if it doesn't get done, like I have to get it done, and plus I have a really talented cast in it, so. It's in the process now of making my editing notes, and then I'm doing a documentary film on dance, because I have a really big background in love for dance. So, we're just kind of doing what we can right now, I guess. And I found this mansion in my neighborhood that I would love to shoot something in for that. And then I also built my self-tape studio, so I've been just dabbling in different characters and stuff and doing readings.
Yes. Have you done anything online, like any readings or anything online with people on like Zoom calls or any read-throughs or anything?
Yeah, I had. I think when it first started, when we were all just cooped up in our houses, I got a few self-tape auditions, and I found it very interesting because not only do you get to read, but you get to see what you look like. And I think it's really important, in my opinion, as an artist, to keep myself put together, because I noticed that, they gained weight in my face, and like there were certain things that, I didn't really like too much. So it was interesting to watch, but you always accept what it is for now. Yeah. And then just recently I had a few self-tape stuff come along and some readings. But I built my self-tape studio in order for me to continue training right now, because I do want to coach actors at some point and be able to continue with that. So I built my self-tape studio with, just working with myself right now.
Oh, great. Oh, awesome. And anything that you want to promote where that anyone can see some of your work, or websites, or any social media?
Yeah, well, Tony Vitale Official is my Instagram for acting. I know this is weird, but I have 5 Instagrams right now. And everybody says to me, like, why do you have so many Instagrams? Like, are you totally in love with yourself? No, that's not really the reason. I actually do a lot of things. So I'm built other than the self-tape studio, I built a dance studio for myself because I want to do a live show at some point for the documentary film. And I figured what better way to train myself was to use my living room. So, and then I have another Instagram that's just photography, which is something that I'm getting into. That's TV Art Studio. And then there was TV Dancing Doll. I also do fitness modeling. I have done fitness modeling. It's a great way to keep yourself in shape. Yeah. So I have an Instagram for that. But my main accounts I do are Tony Vitale Official and Tony Vitale Productions. That's my production company that I'm building right now, and helping other artists see their vision come alive.
Great. Well, do you have anything else you want to add before you go?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a great thing that we're all in this independent film industry, and that everybody's still staying positive. I mean, we're all going to get through this at some point. I think even myself thought that there was like no light at the end of the tunnel, and we just don't know what's going to happen. But I think right now the best thing is for us to stay creative, stay inspired, and so I'm looking forward to the festival and watching, and I'm going to invite everyone to watch as well. And I look forward to seeing everybody's work.
Great. Well, thanks so much for giving us a few minutes here. And
thank you.
There we go. Okay, we're here with Christopher Childers, and you did the film A Lap Ahead. So how did you come up with the idea for this film?
That's a great question. So so it's a dramatic comedy. So what happened was I was in my sophomore year of college, taking either my first or second screenwriting class, and I had a screenplay due at the end of the week. I had 2 days left to write it. Hadn't started yet, and yeah, typical college stuff, you know. And so I was sitting on the couch. I went to school at Western Carolina University. It's in the mountains of North Carolina, and something that it's known for in the fall is it's called the Cullowhee Crud. It's where like for like a few days in fall, you'll just get hit with this wave of like just like absolute horrible congestion and coughing and sneezing. You just feel like that, you know, it's just horrible. So I got hit with that and was sitting on my couch, sick as a dog in my dorm room. And I had 2 days to write the script. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to have fun with it. And so I just started typing. And it was originally 3 pages of from where he leaves to go to the race and then comes back. And that was it. Nothing building up to it or anything like that. So that's how it started. And it was just Jim Bob, the character Jim Bob and Betty Sue was just this thing that I did with my friends. I'd walk around and I'd just be like, you know, I'd say, oh yeah, Jim Bob over there, or, you know, Betty Sue, and I just like reference it as like, you know, I was born and raised in the South, so referencing, you know, very Southern stereotype things with these names. And so I was like, you know what, let me just type all this in here. And something that I've kind of been passionate about and has just kind of been a thing in my life is just the Southern stereotype of, you know, LGBTQ rights. And so that's something that's always just kind of been like, you know, they're just people, you know, there's no reason to like hate these people for a person they love. It has nothing to do with you. You know, there's so much hate and so much bigotry in the South for that. And so I was like, well, I'm going to have all these Southern stereotypes in here, but I'm going to break one. And so that's the one that I wanted to break, just because it's something that's like super prevalent in my life. Just I have a lot of friends in the LGBTQ community. In fact, my fiance, she's a member of the LGBTQ community. So it was just like, you know, something prevalent in my life. So I wanted to make a really funny, goofy story, but add in that twist that you know kind of impacts. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it, you know, it's a comedy / drama action. It's got kind of all of it in it, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So what about the casting? How did you go about casting this?
Okay, so the casting was a great time. It was a challenge at first, but it was eventually wonderful. So at our school, Western Carolina University, we hold casting sessions where everyone who wants to audition can come in and audition in front of directors for the senior thesis films. And so it's like a day of like 80 auditions throughout the day of just people coming in auditioning, not for any specific part, but if the director, you know, sits there and is like, oh, can you read it like this? Or they want to do one-on-one stuff. There's time allotted for that. Unfortunately, during that casting session, I didn't find anybody that I thought would work really well for any specific role. I found a couple of people that like maybe with some directing and stuff I could get to be where it would work. But Morgan Miller, the lead, she was unable to make it that day because of something had come up and she wasn't able to make it. So I was able to get her to interview. This is we do these sessions right before we leave for summer break so that we can do a lot of pre-production stuff on the front end before we get back. And I think it was 2 days before we left for the break. So it was I just barely got her in to do an audition. And she walked in and read Aside from Talladega Nights, and she just put it on. As soon as she started, it was just like I knew it was her, you know. So she's the role of Betty Sue, and she did a fantastic job. She's an amazing person, and we became really close friends through that. And then in terms of Miles and Miles Rice, who is Jim Bob, and Wyatt, who is played by Drez Ryan. Western Carolina University is by Asheville, so it's in the mountains, and Asheville, of course, is, you know, this really culture and art-rich city, which has a lot of actors, especially people who are going to be on the come up very soon. But I put out a call on a couple of pages on Facebook, and I have some friends who did Luke and Joe, feature film that has done pretty well in the festival circuit. I got to work with them on that, and Drez was actually on that set. But they got me into contact with some people up there, and then I actually found Miles through one of the Facebook pages, and Drez, of course, I met him through Joshua Overbay and Andy Morganlander, who did that feature film. And once I got the audition from Miles, it was again one of those things where it's like there's no question about it. Like, this guy is it. And then the same for Drez. It was hard to find the people to get that audition tape, but like I said, like, it was hard at first for that reason. But as soon as I got those auditions, it was like no question, like, that's the guy, you know,
Yeah.
or like that's the girl. It was like it clicked right away. It was perfect.
And so you filmed it all. Was it around your area campus there? Or did you go off or?
So it was all shot within like a 30-mile radius. We went to a park that was about 5-6 miles up from the campus. That's where the family reunion scene was shot. And then we shot some stuff a little bit closer to Sylvan, North Carolina. And then we shot at our dean of the college, his cabin. He allowed us to shoot there because it was a perfect aesthetic. So we talked him into it. So we were very thankful for that. And then we shot some of the back road stuff out at just kind of in between, Silva and a couple other places. It was just kind of like a hub, I guess. There was just a pull off that we knew of, that we all knew of. It was really wide, so we could park cars there, so that we could stage the changing cars and stuff. And then there's a couple of signs like "Welcome to Virginia." I actually live in Virginia currently, born and raised in North Carolina. But then whenever I went off to college, my mom moved up to Virginia. So on my way home from campus, I rented out one of the cameras and just took it with me. Drove past the sign, shot it, and did that a few times, and did the "Welcome to North Carolina" and on the way back. And that's pretty much it.
What have you been doing throughout all this that's going on? Have you been writing? Have you actually been able to film anything? Or?
So that's a really great question. I actually have not filmed anything since the start of the coronavirus. I was able to do a short documentary on a theater company right before the coronavirus started. That was probably in the fall. And then I actually had a directing experience with that theater company in December. I got to direct a main stage play. So it was for a playwriting festival. So I directed 2 short plays that were written locally in Lynchburg, Virginia. And that was a really great experience. It was really cool to sit in that area that was different from film, still on stage, still acting, but really broadened my view. I can definitely say that of things. So I'm currently working at a news station, and so I'm documenting all of this stuff, every day at the news. But other than that, I've been writing. I have a script that it's mostly been in my mind for the past year or so, and I'm finally starting to get some of it on paper. Every once in a while, I'll pop another page on, and let my brain take back over and try to work out some of the stuff. But yeah.
And also about this film, was it playing in film festivals? Then things kind of put to a stop. Did any play online or?
Yeah, so this is a really great question too, because so I graduated in May of 2019.
Okay, so you're out before this.
Yeah, thank goodness. I just graduated. So I graduated and then sent my film off to festivals thinking, all right, so if it plays at Summit, it would be great. So I heard back from a couple right off the bat, and I got some that were online film festivals before the coronavirus, just smaller, online stuff. And then I got a couple, one in Chicago. I got one here with you guys. I've got one in Florida. And I got a couple other that were in-person festivals. And the only one that I was able to go to was the one in Chicago. That happened in September. And then the rest were slated for later on, and it just hit and didn't stop hitting. It just kept getting crazier. So it's funny that
are some opening up? Like, are some opening up? You think that that you submitted to that are finally going to be like, oh yeah, we're finally going to have it soon?
Well, yeah, it's like you guys are online, and then the one in Florida is online, and like a couple others, like they're transitioning to online, which I think is a fantastic way to keep people involved, keep people in the film community there, especially smaller filmmakers. These us indie filmmakers that don't really have this large outlet. We can't necessarily hop on like Amazon Prime or anything like that for people to see it. So it still gives people the opportunity to watch our work and to enjoy the stuff that we created. And I think if it has to be online, it's better there than sitting in some Vimeo link without any eyes on it.
Yeah, that's the one good thing about it. And we love meeting filmmakers and having our parties and everything, but at least for free, people could click on our link and watch the film. So, instead of like 20, 30 people watching it in a theater, it'd be thousands of people, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
So
if it's like 2 or 3, it's more than what it was yesterday,
Yeah, right.
Other people are able to watch it and hopefully enjoy it.
So do you have anything you want to promote? Any websites or any where people could find you? Or
so I'm in the middle of switching up my website. Wix changed their pricing like majorly. So I'm working to fix that all around. In terms of promotion, I would just say you can find me on Vimeo. It's Christopher Wade Childers. And on there, I've got a couple of videos on there, one of which is I have an award-winning documentary on the gentrification of Asheville, North Carolina, which is what I was telling you about with the local filmmakers and stuff. It's such an artist-rich city, so we tried to capture that, but also capture how all these great microbreweries and maybe bigger breweries are coming in, as well as the hotels, and the infrastructure of Asheville is getting to the point to where there's so many people and so little space. So it's really driving prices and cost of living up there. All these natives are having to move away because they can't afford it, and a bunch of stuff like that. So we kind of dived into that, and we were lucky and got into some great festivals and won a couple of awards through there. And it'll have a lap ahead on it eventually. we got a couple other things that we're gonna have up on there soon, and hopefully one of these days when the coronavirus is settled, maybe that script will be written and I can get back to shooting.
Get back to going. Yeah, around here they're starting up again a little bit, little by little.
Yeah,
a little crazy.
Yeah, I've got some friends on some productions right now, and I just see their Snapchats, and they're like social distance with the mask on. They're like, set life is different now. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah.
It's just not the same. I really hope it gets back to normal sooner than later.
I mean, that vaccine, as soon as that vaccine comes around, you better believe I'm going to be the first time.
I don't know what people I'm doing. I'm going like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
All right, man.
Thank you again. I hope you have a great rest of your night, man.
Yeah, you too. Thanks a lot for coming on.